All right, guys. Let's see what's going on here at Sunny FA here. I'm snapping this in. Here we go on vacation tomorrow, and I was thinking about this swarm. Let me show you here. I left my gloves over here. So it's August 3rd, 2024. I'm out here at the Green Apiary. I think this is just going to be part 1 of 1. Because I just want to give this swarm, if they're still in here, and it looks like they might still be, but I want to give them something to eat and to build comb with. All right. I'm not smoking these guys down. So they're, look at it here. I'm gonna kind of zoom in there. Hanging down there, looks pretty good. Hive number 1 down there on the end. It's got 20 feet of room above it. I want to focus on the swarm for right now. This was a swarm trap. That I put a swarm that I captured yesterday, which I believe was my hive number 2 that just absconded. I'm trying to put these gloves on here. And so when you catch a swarm, they bring a lot of nectar and honey with them, usually. But they still need some resources. And I've got about 2.5 gallons left of this Mann Lake syrup that I'm not going to use in honey supers, or where I have honey supers. Man, these gloves are hard to put on when you got messed up finger. So I'm missing a couple of things for this inner feeder, as well as for this top bar box. I may have a cloth or fabric that goes on top of this underneath the lid. Make things easier to work. I'm not smoking them down. I'm hoping that's going to be okay. Also, I've got this Hopguard for Varroa Mite treatment. Now, one of the things that I was told that when bees swarm, a lot of times they're full of Varroa mites. They're trying to get rid of them, trying to shut them off. Hopguard is pretty good for treating mites on the bees, not really for treating mites in the brood. So if you have a hive that doesn't have any brood, this is a good time to use it. So I want to open up this packet of 5 treatments. And I hate the way it smells. It smells like a brewery. But I'm going to put them on these bees if they're in here, okay? I think they're still in here because I got plenty of action right here. And I'm going to feed them. And hopefully they'll survive, and we'll see what we can do. Moth. So another moth. Just gonna break them down Remember I said I use this as storage. Looks like there's some bees down in there. This could have been a wasted trip. That's why I wanted to come out here. I like wasting my time. If I was smart, not lazy, I just would have made sure I captured that queen yesterday. That's the fabric I was going to use. It does kind of look like there is a queen. Here. See if I can bring you over. Sorry guys, I'm not very good at it. All right. So this board here is my following board. As you can see, I'm trying to do this tripod at the same time. There's a big hole with screen on one side and screen on the other side. That way I can have increased ventilation. There's holes in the sides here for ventilation. There's a hole down there in the bottom, and this is going right over the top. So I just want to be able to get ventilation. And it looks like these bees are balled up right here like they would around the queen. Yesterday I thought I saw the queen when I dropped her in here. Underneath this board I have copper SOS pad unrolled. That way it meshes tight with the floor there. I'm gonna see if I can back this up a little bit. That way bees won't crawl from one side to the other. That board is put there to restrict movement from one side to the other. And technically I can make it a small, like a 5-frame nuke, put it here and just have all the bees living here and have all this space open, or have 2 different beehives, or just move it as needed. So let me see. I'm gonna try to use this to draw some more bees onto this comb. I have some other, a little bit of comb here. I thought I had a frame in here that had quite a bit of comb. Maybe this is it. I do here and here. You gotta put something like this where it's hollow between 2 full frames. That way they won't make a frame or a comb go from here and go across to another, get out of alignment. Let's see what we can do. Oh, hold on. There's lots of bees right here. Not really any reason for a queen to be here on this foundation, but you never know. I mean, bugs do what they want to do. I'm gonna put that right here. More comb. I'll put these on the other side. I'm gonna slide this down a little bit. So this could be the biggest waste of resources. I need to be somewhat organized about this. if you have everything, if you don't have any like big empty space, I think it's less likely the bees will want to use it. You can have some comb in there and things like that, but I just, in my experience, it's like they want to have some empty space, like a big hollow empty space to be able to walk around on. And they break out their rulers and measure it. It's bowing out. See, I don't have my I should have put that up again. I was going to put it more toward the middle, but I didn't realize all those bees are going to be right there, and if the queen is right there, and pushing her away won't be good. One shallow frame. Make sure I didn't drop any frames. So I cut this screen out. So what you'll have in the top bar box is something like this on top, okay? And so like these other hives over here, the Langstrom, when you take the top off, it exposes 10 frames immediately to the elements. A bunch of bees right there suddenly get aggravated because you basically ripped off the ceiling and the roof to their house. Now they're exposed to whatever it is out there they don't want to be exposed to, and then all the bees up underneath them are doing they're going to be just as angry as soon as these bees up top over here come up. So even when you're smoking them down, it's still kind of an annoyance to the bees. You know, smoking them is not just a benign thing that you can do. That's a whole other discussion, but technically, when you smoke them, it kind of sets them back, apparently, for a few hours as far as making honey and that kind of stuff. I don't know. When I say technically, that's probably not a proper way to use that word in this context, but dealing with the top bar hive, what I like about this is you've got the hive however big or small as you want it surviving in this setup. You're not having frames stacked on top of frames. And so when you open this up, you've got 1 or 2 areas you can smoke them where they're going to come out. And you can expose as little or as much as you want. So if I just want to check, look for brood, look for the queen, smoke them, and all these bees under here are not being bothered. And you can put that back. And then you can come over here on the other end and do the same thing. It's pretty nice. Now this is a top bar style hive, but it's more of a hybrid where it's using frames from the Langstrom. The true top bar hives are basically just a bar with a strip, and the bees just make their own comb. And you don't have an entire frame for the bees to work with. I'm taking these gloves off so I can open this. And I don't even know what the expiration date is on this. I bought this a few years ago. Anyway, this is just kind of a nice way to keep these bees calm. And it's easier to work with. I mean, because you're kind of at the same level. You're not having to pick things up from this high up or stack things on top. Come on now. Oh, my hands are slick. You're supposed to use 1 of these for every 5 frames of bees that you have. I only have 1 full frame, but there are bees in here. And so what I'll do, rather than digging, yeah, it smells, actually it smells pretty good. This is the running board right here, divider board. I know there's a bunch of bees right there. We'll see how it goes. And this is a problem, like you don't have a way to close it off, so you got to get a Ziploc bag. Oh, that smell is getting better. All right. So this cup full of bees has got enough food to last them their lifetime. Hopefully they can use that to start adding to the comb that's already there, putting some syrup in there. The queen may start laying. I don't know if there's a queen in there, but it seems like there is. I thought I saw one yesterday. They're acting like there's one in there. I'm gonna close this down. Put the brick back on top. I'll double check, make sure I don't leave any trash out. Now I put swarm lure on both sides, but let's see how the bees are looking here in the front. Oh look, every one of them left. Well, that's hunky-dory. Let's just kind of check these other bees here. Take my gloves off so I don't want to get stung, but looking all right. Hopefully those bees will propolis up that big gap between the deep brood box and the first super. Bronze is looking good as always. Hive number 2 in the 4 slots looking good. I don't see many bees going to that adjacent water source right there. I don't see any in the floating area. And I'd like to see more bees coming in there. It could be that there's just so much space that they don't need to hang out. These obviously have less space. I believe I saw brooding there yesterday, so I know there should be a queen in there. And you can see, even though I've mowed here recently, when I get back from vacation, unless Brian comes out and weed eats or mows, it's going to be a jungle. I'm going to kind of zoom in on bronze. While I clean up right here, get a little bit more stuff to watch. All right, guys. Back up a little bit. It's kind of shaky, that tripod. It just kind of sudden movements. Oh yeah, look at this second hive here in the number 4 slot. Remember I had how that grass in the entrance right there? They pushed it away. They had to get out. A lot of times that makes them reorient. You know, any bees that came over from the combined or the sacrificed hive boxes into that one, they probably needed to reorient, but the other ones really didn't need to. But that's one way to make them reorient. And, it's been almost 30 minutes of me just running out here and doing that. So we'll be in Chattanooga tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll go get to see some beekeepers up there and see some things, some beautiful things about Tennessee. It's one of my favorite states in the United States. It'll be a nice little business trip, vacation. I'll We'll come back and I'll still have probably 10, 15 more beehives that I need to extract honey from, which is going to take me a long time. Hope you guys are doing great. Thanks for watching.